Hello and welcome to Coffee with Kilmer with TERI's founder and CEO, Cheryl Kilmer.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome again to our Coffee with Kilmer program update. I should show everybody, can they see still? I'm holding one of our coffee cups from our new shop that's open in our Vocational Center and just sharing with you our new branding, which is the sunburst over the I in TERI. So soon we'll be open to public. We'll talk about that in a little bit, and you can come visit, eat there, all sorts of good things. So our agenda today, I'll do a program update, an overall one, talk about the recent wage increase that we've awarded to all of our staff, the grand opening of the Vocational Center, sharing naming opportunities at TERI's Campus of Life, inviting everyone that hasn't already joined our Legacy Society, and then of course we'll have questions and answers. So just to reiterate our mission, I think everyone on here should know it at this point, but to change the way the world sees, helps, and empowers individuals with special needs. And our new tagline is, "We change lives, yes we do." TERI's programs, as everyone understands, have gone through a lot of changes in the last over a year and a half since we've been dealing with COVID, but we've done a really awesome job of dealing with all of that and all the changes that came with it. Our team has just been spectacular in responding to this and creating all sorts of new remote opportunities for our students to learn and thrive. We're just preparing now to bring our residential clients back and students back to their Center for the Arts and Adult Education, which is going to be so exciting for them. It's been a really long time since they've been able to attend here in person, although they certainly have had opportunities to use the fitness center, and we've had staff going out to our homes and providing the programming there. So again, just another beautiful example of how flexible and supportive our staff have been. Our schools have been reopened since last March and continue to remain open. So that's again been wonderful. Close to 100% of our students have returned in person throughout that time. Another program update, a change here at TERI. We have we're making plans to actually bring our country school, currently located in the San Marcos community, here to Oceanside and have our two non-public schools side by side in the building currently occupied by the Learning Academy. So a lot of reasons for that, but it's going to create a lot of nice new opportunities for the students of the country school, as it will allow them to access all sorts of our enrichment programs directly, including our fitness and the trainers that go with that program, our culinary institute, our arts program, music, and theater. So some great new opportunities right here in our current home base as we work to build up our schools and all the other buildings on our new campuses so that we can move everyone there. And at the same time, of course, work on long-term sustainability for all of our programs in building that campus. I mentioned the staff wage increase. I think everyone's well aware of what's happening economically in our society following so many, well over a year and a half of virtual shutdowns of so many businesses and programs and such, and changing to distance learning for a period of time. Everybody knows that any business you go to essentially has a help wanted sign in their window because we just don't have enough employees society-wide to fulfill all of the needs of businesses out there, and TERI is no exception to that. So our parents and many others contribute regularly to our annual sustaining funds, and that's a beautiful thing. When we made this commitment to a $2 an hour wage increase for our staff to enable us to further employ and bring on the new people needed to fulfill all the needs of our programs. With that commitment included that we needed to commit to raising that much more money. So thank you to everybody who already contributes to our sustaining funds. They help support our enrichment programs. Our eyes have a greater need than we're meeting at any given time, and now we will be working to raise the funds to support that wage increase for our staff as well. This can be a recurring donation or a one-time-a-year donation, but please do go look into this opportunity if you are not already participating, especially our parents and anybody out in the community who's interested in helping with our enrichment programs that the government does not supply funds for. Our Vocational Center, we are so excited. We had the grand opening event on September 23rd. We had nearly 200 people join us to celebrate that. We were focused on recognizing and thanking again the wonderful donors that have helped make this center possible. It turned out beautiful, as you can see in these pictures. It's complete with a beautiful commercial kitchen, a retail shop. Right now you're seeing Sherry's a unique boutique. Now we're looking at the commercial kitchen. Any chef would do anything possible to be able to cook in that kitchen. It's beautiful and equipped to serve large groups of people, up to 600 people at any given time, and provide all sorts of wonderful training opportunities for our adult students who are desirous of having future vocational opportunities in the culinary arena. This, you can see the ribbon cutting. We honored all of our major donors, million and up, with a special event prior to the grand opening. So we had many members from the Tom and Mary Tomlinson Foundation. Their family has been wonderful supporters over the years. They've now contributed over $3.2 million to TERI's Campus of Life, and the building is named in their honor. You can't see that real clearly, but that's the signage on the building says the Tom and Mary Tomlinson Vocational Center. So we're so excited to get this program started. Our staff are in there working and preparing for all sorts of different vocational training opportunities. We will be open to the public on October 19th, wherein the public can come shop in our retail shop. They can eat in our outdoor cafe, order food to go from our grab and go bar that's inside of the Vocational Center, attendant to the retail space. It'll be very Starbucks-like, only somewhat healthier. And we're looking forward to the 20,000 cars a day that pass by that Vocational Center on Deer Springs Road to be a good part of our customer base. So come join us. Again, grand opening on October 19th. So open every day to the public, or 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday. At this time, we're starting with more restricted hours, 7 in the morning till 3 in the afternoon, as we work to build the business. And over time, we'll be open extended hours, 7 days a week, and later into the evening. We have 2 other special events that are part of our grand opening at the Vocational Center. We're going to have an Oktoberfest. One of them will be on Friday, October 22nd, and the next one will be on the following Friday, October 29th. So again, look at the website to see when those are happening. We'll be putting out all sorts of advertisement and social media on the events. Please do come join us. You'll find it a wonderful event. When I'm looking at this picture of the ribbon cutting, the other family that we celebrated as far as large donors was the Bronner family. They too have been wonderful supporters in more recent years, and they have contributed over $1.25 million to this project as well. So out of town was a representative from the Zabel Foundation that contributed $1 million to this building, and those are our large donors for the for the Vocational Center. Many others joined them, of course, because you can, if you haven't visited yet, come see all the work we've done, road work, the whole entry is complete. The Vocational Center is beautiful and just going to be a wonderful venue for our student body to come and learn and interface with the public and demonstrate to the community the important work that they can do as part of their contribution to our community and society and to their own sustainability. Soon we will have crops growing around this vocational center. So our first 2 acres of the 6.5 acre organic agriculture programs that we have designed on the campus are under development. So they're just being cover crop now. We're already certified organic on the campus and just preparing the soils to grow all sorts of healthy produce to use in the Culinary Institute and in our homes as we've been doing on an ongoing basis. So lots of exciting things happening out there. We're going to incorporate a lot of classes off hours as well. So the culinary programs will be open from 7 to 3, but we will be hosting other classes out of the Vocational Center for the public at large to come and join us. We'll be having cooking classes with a chef and the specialty dinners where couples or individuals can join us and help prepare the meal for themselves and socialize and learn about our program. All sorts of other courses coming about, all sorts of cooking classes and talking about having an astronomer join us and provide some classes. It's going to be an extensive list of opportunities. Again, you'll see a lot of advertisement about all of this, but our students are so excited to finally see this building completed. Next steps on the campus are our Performing Arts Center and our Fine Arts Center. So both of those are designed and ready for the permit to be pulled. And we're working hard to complete our loan package with the bank so that we can get these 2 buildings started, and they should then be complete within a year. So another exciting addition to the campus, and at the same time, we'll be drawing the rest of the buildings and working to get those built, hopefully within the next couple of years to reach completion of everything on the campus. So exciting times for TERI. Pay attention, of course, to all of the opportunities that our community and our families and companies have to help support what we're doing here, because it's a big project. We've already invested $23 million in what we've accomplished so far, and we're working to raise and fund another $48 million approximately to finish the remainder of the campus and get everybody moved out there and provide so many new opportunities for other students who are out there waiting for wonderful vocational training opportunities on the campus. Naming opportunities for the TERI Campus of Life, of course, there's many. Those you can find online as well. Everything from naming opportunities from bricks to benches. We'll be creating a new kind of bench in the future, so we're sold out of our original bench opportunities. There's many rooms in the center. We still have 2 large rooms that are dedicated to become a bakery, and we're raising the funds necessary to purchase all of the equipment and have a full-on bakery operating in the vocational center. In the meantime, we'll be doing our baking out of our huge kitchen that exists. So you will see baked goods soon as well, generated by us, and the to-go bar is fabulous in the retail center, as far as everything from coffees to lunches to breakfast. And soon we'll have a call-in opportunity so people can actually call in and order and have it brought out to their car as they drive around the circle at the new campus. For families and individuals who haven't joined our Legacy Society yet, this, of course, is our work to provide long-term security and sustainability for our programs, to make sure that all of our students of all ages and their families know that there's a secure future in place for their loved ones. So definitely this is an online opportunity. It comes with all sorts of additional benefits, of course. And this is all about plan giving, planning for the future for our students, future students, and again, security for families, because as everybody who's a family member in this meeting knows, the largest concern of parents is what's going to happen when I'm no longer there to make sure that life is good for my son or daughter, or sometimes multiple kids. So that's a quick summary of what's happening at TERI right now, and I'll open it to questions and answers.
Okay, Cheryl, we have a few questions coming in shortly. And one question that we have from Anonymous is, how can I best help to support the staff wage increases? What is the best way to send in a donation?
So that can be done online or by contacting us directly and asking for Samira, who's speaking, who was just speaking. Either way. And anyone that has any difficulty sustaining funds is, as I mentioned earlier, the name of the fund that we have to support that, because that's to sustain the existing programs versus legacy giving, which is long-term planned giving that we know helps support the future of all of our programs for our clients over time.
And another question that we have is regarding volunteer opportunities at TERI, and how can we register or sign up to be a volunteer at TERI, and what opportunities are there available for someone that is aged 17 years old to volunteer?
We've had volunteers of all ages throughout time. Those opportunities are, and they're countless. We're sitting here looking at a picture in our equestrian center. Many volunteers help support that program. We have volunteers that come in and read stories to our clients, volunteer artists, musicians. Our resale shop, Inspired Resale, is supported by many volunteers as well. Volunteers come and help in our agriculture programs, pretty much countless opportunities to participate. So anyone who's interested, come share your special skills with us. That could be administrative to some of the many opportunities I just noted. Volunteers are a huge part of our program at TERI. In normal times, quote unquote, we usually have a couple hundred volunteers that are working with us at any time. We also have nice volunteer groups that come from local churches and such that do projects for us. So it could be a project a year, but some really nice significant projects have been completed with groups coming in, military groups, church groups, any sort of a community group that you're a part of that does volunteer work will have a project for you. And those opportunities are all online as well on our website.
And we have another question from Amy. How do you recommend families in other states explore residential programs availability if they're not California residents?
Well, if the intent of that question is how do they explore opportunities here at TERI, it's really no different than anybody here locally exploring an opportunity. So we do see families from across the country. We have families who come to inquire from outside of the country. Many have moved across country to bring their kids to us over the years. It's beyond a concern that this is still the state of affairs for people with special needs, but unfortunately it is. TERI's work to be recognized as a model, which has been significant and successful for purposes of replication, it exists for that reason, because the need is so huge across our country and beyond. And our goal has always been to develop programs that are recognized as models, and helping others replicate those programs. In the meantime, for a family who right now has their kids at home, there's a process. Again, it's available online to submit an application. Wherever you are living, if you have a system that includes case management, they have data packages that they can send to us so we can learn about your son or daughter, or again, in many cases, more than one son or daughter. And we're always looking in our homes for people who are compatible. So it's, we want to make sure that parents who are looking for placement understand that being number 200 on the list doesn't mean you're 200. We look at everybody, because when we create a new program, which these days is only possible with parental contributions to make that possible, we are always looking at compatibility. So if it's somebody that's far down on the waiting list, but they're the person who's compatible, they can easily be selected to be part of that group. For brand new homes, there is no government funding for startup currently, and there has not been for some time. So we have been speaking with families about their capacity to contribute to the establishment of a new home that can serve their child of any age. All of our current homes are adults. Many started with us as kids, but they have been with us for up to 40 years, since we're now in year 42. So no homes for kids right now, which is a huge gap out there across our country and beyond as well.
And we have another question. What is the timeline for getting the country school and the Learning Academy students attending school to the campus of life?
Those are the other buildings I just referenced when I was talking about the future plans for the campus. So those buildings need to be drawn. And as soon as we know we have all the funding in place, our architects are ready to start drawing. They're estimating 5 months to complete the drawings for the entire remainder of the campus. So that would be beyond equestrian existing, vocational existing, performing arts and fine arts are designed and the permits ready to be pulled. So that's all other buildings, our fitness center, our culinary institute, our aquatic center, our schools, our child development program, and of course our administrative offices that will host all of our counselors and life coaches, and of course administrative functions. So 5 months to draw all those remaining buildings, and then it's a matter of how quickly we can convince the county to move to get the permits, and then the building would take a little over a year to complete all those buildings.
And we have another question. How and what age can I register my special needs child for the vocational programs?
For the vocational programs, we're just developing those because we're becoming vendored for some other special programs that are out there. So some expanded vocational opportunities beyond what we're currently funded for. So those will be prominent on the website and again in social media, et cetera, as soon as we get those established. They're in progress right now. In the meantime, there will be a lot of specialty classes that we'll begin to offer out of that center. So there will be those kinds of opportunities. But the formal process for someone of any age, probably another month before all those plans are in place and someone can formally apply.
And we have another question regarding the new cafe at the Campus of Life in San Marcos. What will be the official opening date, and what are the hours of operations for the new cafe?
So as I shared earlier, it's October 19th, so it's right around the corner for the first day that we're open to the public. And again, open for everything from the grab and go bar to just sitting in a cafe and eating, to a club or community group that wants to rent the space, or a birthday party or whatever. We have 44 seats in our outdoor cafe and some grills and a pizza oven. The hours right now are 7 a.m. until 3 p.m. For our initial opening and such. And as we grow that business, we'll keep increasing the hours until we build up to 7 days a week, 7 a.m. until probably 8 at night. Is what we're looking at for dinner parties and things like that. So anything from an individual eating to a group or family, all those opportunities are available out there. And if we're very successful, then you'll want to call for a reservation.
All right, we have another question from Anonymous. Do clients in your residential homes have regular access to your facility for fitness classes or other classes or socialization?
Yes, they have, our clients in our homes have full access to everything that TERI does, including the new Vocational Center. We have been restricted by the Department of Health as far as activities that our residents can participate in during COVID, but that's obviously gradually opening up as we're now bringing our residents back to the Center for the Arts and Adult Education and all the components of that program that include offerings at the Vocational Center.
And Cheryl, we have another question regarding staff wage increases. Will raising $700,000 annually for increased wages make a difference in hiring? And what are the benefits to TERI?
So we've already instituted the wage increase because it was a top priority, and we have so many students and of all ages waiting for service still. So we took that leap and made that commitment, and it's estimated to cost about $700,000 a year. And the benefit has already presented itself in that our hiring has increased substantially, which is fabulous. We anticipate it will also have some positive impact on our retention. And, TERI is our clients and students of all ages. So the benefit goes to them. This is a nonprofit corporation, so it doesn't go anywhere else. We don't have any shareholders or anyone benefiting in any other way. It's all about bringing the services to the clientele that we serve.
And then we have another question regarding monthly donations. How can I make a recurring donation for TERI's enrichment programs?
So all those opportunities are available on our website, and anybody that has any difficulty with that can contact Samira here at TERI for assistance.
And then we have another question regarding the next phase of the campus for the Fine Arts and Performing Arts building. Is there a timeline for when we will break ground on the next project?
We're still dependent on the finalization of our work with our bank to fund all of this. So we're not in control of that. It's progressing nicely. Hopefully within the next month or two, we'll have finalized that part of it. It takes 3 more months after that to process because it's a special funding through tax exempt opportunities out there. And then we're ready to build. Our contractor's ready. We're ready. So a few months yet, sometime early in the new year is what we anticipate.
And then we have another question. Are there any upcoming fundraising events for parents to attend?
We don't have any scheduled events coming up at this point in time, besides coming to the grand opening. So really coming and supporting our businesses, learning more about what we do. If you're not fully informed as a parent of everything TERI does, I think that's so important. We work hard to make sure our staff are all fully informed if they're working in one department about everything else that TERI does. Supporting the business at the Vocational Center is very important. Introducing new people that parents, as supporters can have capacity to help is also a wonderful way to help. Introducing new people that haven't learned about TERI yet and you feel it's a cause that they would be interested in. I think our business development is pretty sophisticated and beyond what most nonprofits engage in. So learning about all the businesses that we have created with our clientele so that they literally have their own businesses to be a part of and feel that ownership and such is so important to everyone that we work with. And I'm sure their families as well.
And we have another question regarding our residential program. How is TERI's residential program different from other programs in California?
Well, I think the cutting edge for TERI's programs has always been quality. So we've always worked hard to provide the highest quality of life possible for the people that we serve. We've done an excellent job of that. Our team is phenomenal. And that's the cutting edge, quality of life.
And we have another question regarding the Campus of Life. After the Performing Arts and Fine Arts Centers are built, what is next on the list of buildings to be built?
The next on the list is the remainder of the campus. So they will proceed, geographically around the campus. So they'll lay the foundation for the administration building, move forward and lay the foundations for the schools and then the fitness center, because that's what makes sense from a development standpoint. But they'll all be built, not a building at a time. That will be the contractor working through all those buildings, moving through the campus in the order I just described.
And then we have another question. What advice or services would you have for parents just starting on this journey in California with small children? How can we best support TERI and support our child?
So throughout our now more than 41-year history, we've always provided consultation to families who are looking for that kind of initial support. So once you contact us, we can refer you to the person best equipped to talk about that support, depending on what kind of support the family is looking for. We have a host, our team has so many very long-term, decades-long staff here, professionals who are experts in what's the best way to proceed, and we'll get you together with them accordingly when we hear what your specific needs are.
And we have another question. What is the goal for the staff wage increase?
Well, I feel like we covered that, but again, our goal was to both attract applicants so that our recruiting numbers can grow, because we have a huge need. We want to hire about 100 more people at this point in time. And for people who haven't heard this, we did not lay off or fire anyone throughout COVID, but we had natural attrition, and since hiring was nearly impossible during COVID, we ended up with 100 positions, some existing, some new, that we want to fulfill. So again, we're accomplishing that. Our numbers have grown significantly as far as number of people applying, And then on the other end, you want that to impact your retention so that you retain the good staff that you've invested in, training and supporting and helping grow throughout time. So those are the big benefits.
And another way to answer or for question part of that is what if the sustaining goal cannot be met? What would be some of the consequences to not reaching the goal?
Well, like any business, if you fail to meet certain fiscal goals, then you have to make fiscal adjustments. So we have not had to do a lot of that. We've always chosen to invest and do everything possible to support our goals, and we've been very good at that. But that's the obvious consequence if you fail on your fiscal goals, is you have to make cuts somewhere, which is something we work so hard not to do.
We have a question regarding residential. My husband and I attended the residential open house in 2008 and are on the wait list. What is the current status of the wait list for residential housing?
We don't have a timeline on it because, again, the residential wait list is dependent on compatibility, and the development of new programs is dependent on donations from parents or anywhere else we can achieve donations to help facilitate the startup of a new residential program. So we have a 13th home in progress right now with some parents who work towards that end. And for new applicants, one of two things can happen. A new program development such as that happens with parental support, and or we have an existing opportunity, which typically only occurs if someone passes away, one of our residents passes away. And then we're looking for a person who's compatible in that particular home. We still are always asking our parents to contribute to sustaining funds at whatever level they're capable, because there is that difference. It's significant between quality programs and what the government funds. And that situation will not change. We don't see any changes in that in the future.
And we have another question regarding our agriculture program. Can you tell us more about TERI's agriculture program and how the clients participate in that program?
So in addition to what I'll share here, there's a lot of information on our website, but we have 7 farms that are certified as organic, including the campus. 2 more significant as far as size farms, and then many smaller farms. And they're all organically certified. We also raise pigs and chickens for eggs. And so all of those programs are open to our students, and like any special interest, we are always evaluating each student of any age as to what their interests are and is that a program they would participate in or not. If it is, then they're out there. We've got great expert farmers running those programs and training the students that come to them with their teachers to learn about organic farming.
We have another question from Donna asking, do you have a list of other parents that are open to funding a home with other residential parents?
Yes, we do. So that would require just direct contact. Our COO, Bill Mira, has been is the expert in that list and such. So that would be the starting point, is asking for Bill Mira when you call our offices.
And another question is there an opportunity to tour TERI's campus?
There's opportunities for individuals to tour, and again, the campus is open So if you just let us know, you can come and visit, come to the Vocational Center. You're free to walk around the campus. And right now you could see our therapeutic equestrian program in operation. Of course, all the programs that are at the Vocational Center are coming about. So open on October 19th, Monday through Saturday, 7 to 3. For a more specific tour, you can contact our offices and we can arrange that as well.
And another question regarding our new vocational center is what other opportunities and classes will be available to the public once the vocational center is up and running?
Well, we're just developing that. I mentioned a number of them, everything from cook your dinner with the chef to, these were opportunities for outsiders, right? The public. Astronomy, we had an astronomer out. We may have some craft classes out there. Eventually some farming related classes due to the organic agriculture. So we have a list of probably about 60 different possibilities. So it's still being studied and created, and as soon as it is, you'll see it advertised all over the website and social media, and I'll learn more about it that way.
And I have another question that just came in. What cost-cutting measures are we taking regarding the staff wage increase to be able to sustain our programming?
The main cost-saving measure that we're pursuing right now is the bringing of the country school over to the building the Learning Academy is in, so that we save some overhead. And otherwise, we're working hard to raise the money to continue to support it just means more sustaining funds need to be raised to continue to support that increase.
And Cheryl,
there is one other benefit. Okay, there is one other benefit to more successful hiring, which the world is striving to achieve, is that as we have more full-time staff who can work regular time, we'll begin to save on some of the overtime. We have a lot of overtime here because staff do volunteer to come in and work additional hours to make sure the quality is there for our students and the ratios are there for their students, which quality is dependent on. So we should see a long-term cost savings there as well. Is that all your questions?
Yep,
okay.
That looks like that concludes our Q&A session.
Great. So thanks everybody who attended. Feel free to call us with additional questions, of course. Our next Coffee with Kilmer is Tuesday, February 8th at 10 o'clock in the morning. And we'll look forward to talking with you then if we don't prior to that time. Have a wonderful day.